lot of us have been hearing about what's going on in the news, specifically in Minneapolis. I've heard about ICE being in our area, and I knew that a bunch of other schools were doing walkouts on the 30th, which was today. I knew that we didn't have anything planned, so I was pretty upset in the car. I was thinking, like, I'm really not okay with this, but I feel like our community doesn't express things like this well. Like, we don't really show up or do, like, protests or things like that. And then I got to school, and then Pavat sends a text in some group chat because apparently Sina had texted her and said, ask if anyone's walking out today. And then Pavat was like, I'm going to say, is everyone walking out today, to make people seem like everyone is walking out. And then I was like, yeah, I'm so down. So then I just saw Sina pull in. I went to Sina's car, I sat in her car, and like we kind of planned the whole thing. I was like, I'll talk to teachers. We need to get supplies for poster making. So I posted something on my story, and then they reposted it. This is happening at like 7:30 in the morning. I was just kind of going up to everybody and telling people to come. My sisters told people in their grade. I talked to some freshmen. I think a lot of people ended up finding out about it.
ICE falls under pressure! ICE falls under pressure! ICE falls under pressure! ICE abolish! ICE! God say abolish! You say ICE abolish! ICE abolish! ICE!
I think that it emboldens others either at Harker or just people driving by, and it makes them feel like their voice is heard and that other people agree with them, and that makes them also take action. It makes you stronger, it makes your community stronger, and it puts pressure on the people who have the power to make decisions.
For me, it's really special. I think it's one of the most special moments I've ever had in my 6 years of Harker, because I think the stereotype about Harker students is that they tend to be motivated by grades only, like just care about like getting into like an Ivy or Stanford or MIT, and that like you only care about GPA. And I think for me, it's super moving. Like I was crying so much with Teacher Johnson, because to see that you care about things besides grades, that you're like care about your country and that you care about other people, I think for me it's really moving, and it's super special to be a part of, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a cause that matters deeply to me. I mean, these are my neighbors. This is in my neighborhood. I have ice trucks at the corner store by me. My neighbors, the kids I played soccer with, the families I've grown up going to their houses. This is a reality. This is a real thing. So when I see something like this and I see kids coming out here and protesting, obviously I'm grateful and I'm supportive of it and I'm going to participate. But I still think we're not doing enough as a school, as a community, or as a student body to support the people that are in these problems and being persecuted for simply their race or where they're from. We don't have enough community conversations. We tend to shut down open dialogues out of fear that it might cause some differences between each other. But the differences are what we need.
Obviously very exciting to see already so many people here, and also so many faculty too, because I think for us it can also be scary, because we're told and we know that like we're not allowed to be partisan and we're not allowed to be political, so some people could interpret this as like a threat to our jobs. But also it's important to me to like students see and people in the community know that we care about you and we want you to be safe, because you're standing on like a pretty dangerous intersection. We want you to be safe, and we also support you and we care about you, and we're really inspired to see this. So
Love not hate makes America great! Love not hate makes America great!
You need to be educated. I've talked to so many people who I was like, hey, are we planning on walking out tomorrow? And they're like, for what? And they genuinely didn't know what was going on. I think people who came to the walkout or heard about it should be thinking about reading up on social justice activity all over our country to see just what's going on. Although it's far from you, like it's in Minnesota, it has the potential of coming to San Jose. ICE activity has been in San Jose. There's been talk about ICE agents coming to the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl is being held here. We don't want them here. I don't think that we are as far from the problem as we think we are. At this school, we have so many people of color, and that's something that we should all be standing up against, because that's totally not okay.